According to the internet, the average house price in the UK is £267,000. I live in Bristol, one of the most expensive cities in the UK. In fact, it is said that Bristol is the most expensive place to rent in the UK outside of London. The internet also tells me that the average house price in Bristol is now £388,000. And the average monthly rent is £1,700 a month. I've been living in Bristol for over 8 years, and I can tell you that since COVID, house prices here have just gone up and up and up, which is great for homeowners. For example, we bought this 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom Victorian terrace in 2022. In less than 3 years, this would now sell for £80,000 to £90,000 more. And on the other hand, not so great for first-time home buyers, for example, who are looking to get on the property ladder, or for those in the rental market looking to move to Bristol. So for today's video, I thought we could have a little fun on Rightmove and firstly see what £267,000 could buy us in Bristol, which is the UK average. And whilst we're at it, let's also see what the Bristol average could get us, which is £388,000. Comment down below how these house prices compare to where you live in the world. And if you're new to my channel and you're not subscribed, please subscribe so you never miss another video. Okay, so this is Rightmove. For those who don't live in the UK, this is one of the most popular search websites for houses, rentals, and for those that are for sale in the UK. So all the estate agents are essentially gathered in this one spot. So this is what I'm going to use. So let's go ahead and type in Bristol, and we're going to be looking at properties that are for sale. So we want it to be, you know, as central Bristol as possible. I don't really count those towns on the outskirts of Bristol because they are literally their own towns. I'm going to include houses and flats / apartments just to show you what you can get. Our 267,000 is obviously very specific, so we'll have to go with the brackets available. So we need 260 and 270 and see what we can get for as close to 267 as possible. So let's do a minimum of a 1-bed and let's see what we've got. Okay, so I've managed to find some properties for 268 and also 269. So unfortunately, there's nothing bang on our very specific 267 budget today. And obviously, this is just a bit of fun. If you really were looking for properties and you had this very specific budget, you would of course look for properties for around the 270 mark and obviously make your offer and hope that they accept 267. There's also plenty of flats for 265 if you wanted to go for under budget, but again, just for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to be very specific and just play with this very exact number. Let's start with this 268 property. So this is a terrace property. I can see here that it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. Okay, so it's a terrace, 581 square feet. Let's have a look at the floor plan. I can't speak, I'm so excited. Okay, so you're walking in the front door here. Immediately you have the kitchen to the left and just a living room. So you'd have to make that living room into a kitchen diner. So you could, if you really wanted to, make the whole thing open plan, but then you'd be losing this kitchen space. You have your primary bedroom here, a bathroom in the middle, and bedroom 2, which has some wardrobes. Let's take a look at the photos. So I guess this would be suitable for young professionals, perhaps a young family as well. Kitchen needs a little bit of updating. Decent sized garden. Okay, so you can see that they've also turned this into their dining and living room. Let's see which area of Bristol this is as well. I'm not familiar with that postcode. So this is in the Whitchurch. Okay, so we're actually very South Bristol. This area is called Hengrove, and you can see here the Whitchurch area. So I guess if you wanted to go into the center of town, you would follow this Wells Road. This is the center of Bristol here. This is where you'll find Bristol Temple Meads, the harbour side, the shops, lots of bars. The buses here are so good, so you could just jump on a bus on Wells Road, or if you drive, just whiz down this road and you'll be in town in no time. Let's take a look at another property. So I'm actually going to choose this flat because Ashton Gate is a pretty cool area in Bristol. So let's look at this place, Paxton Drive. I can see it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom. Okay, so you walk in the door, immediately you have, I guess that would be, is that the 2nd bedroom? It's longer. I can't work out which one would be the primary bedroom because one is longer than the other, but one is more wide. So you have both bedrooms immediately upon entering. It looks to be quite a strange shape as well. What's that? A cupboard, a bathroom, and then straight into your open concept living, kitchen, and dining room. Lots of windows, nice and bright. Love that. Looks a little bit empty. Don't know if someone's living there or not. You'd have your TV, coffee table and sofa perhaps at the bottom. And there's your kitchen again. It's not the most modern. I think what I would do, you know, getting my little interior hat on, is I think I would make some form of island here to divide the space instead of having such an old, I meant open, such an open room. So I think, again, also this would give a bit more counter space for cooking. So I would do what they have done. I think I would do a very big dining table here, again really dividing the space. And if you were also quite clever, you'd probably want to put a sofa here as well, facing towards us, to really divide that space and just have like a cozy little living room. Okay, so this room is a little bit strange. It's a bit of an angle, but I think you could definitely still fit a double bed in there, and it's got some built-in wardrobes. Overall, not too bad. So let me just show you on the maps Ashton Gate. If you're unfamiliar with Ashton Gate, it's a big stadium here. So you have your sports, and also we have a festival here called Love Saves the Day. This is also where we have our big hot air balloon festival every year. Bristol's very famous for its hot air balloon festival. And of course we have lots of musicians. And here you can find the harbour side. Bristol has a very pretty harbour side surrounded by lots of colourful houses. We've got some museums, some places of interest. We've got some Banksy art, the famous SS Great Britain, and this is such a lovely walk. So if you wanted a really nice hour walk, you would go, well, you can start anywhere you want, but you'd go all the way around here, cross over the bridge, go down here, and you could do, well, you could either go here. This would take you for the hour if you wanted to just circle the harbour, but if you wanted to extend it, you could go all the way around here. And just to mention, this whole area here is really, really cool. So this area is called Southville, and then just behind it, this area is called Bedminster. It's such a foodie indie place, as is most Bristol. So you'd be in such a good location here. You've also got really, really lovely parks and green spaces. This is called Ashton Court. There's lots of deer and lots of nice walks, so you can definitely get that naturey feel even though you're in quite a busy city. Okay, let's do one more before we move on to our next prize of 388,000. I'm going to select this one, which is bang on the harbour. This is obviously a little bit above our very strict budget today, but I just wanted to show you what you maybe could get. Let's pretend that you're going to make an offer and they're going to accept it. This is so central. You're right on the harbour. Again, lovely walks, lovely food places, drinks places. It's a great spot. So let's have a look. This is only going to get you a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, I'm afraid. We've not really had much luck with houses for this price. Okay, so 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and it is 415 square feet. Shall we look at the floor plan? So you walk in, utility room, that seems like a very spacious bathroom, bedroom on the right, and again an open concept living, dining, and kitchen. And this is what I was saying about that other apartment, making that sort of island space. You've also got a nice balcony space here. Perhaps you could have, I don't know, are you allowed barbecues on a balcony? But again, it's just another little bit of space for you to get fresh air. But to be honest, if you are as close to the harbour as this photo shows us, you're not really going to need that balcony or lack of garden space because you've got the entire harbour on your doorstep. It's obviously safe to say that the more central you are, the less space, unfortunately, you're going to get. But you know, I think that's a really good price for the location. Let's now move on to our 388,000 budget. Shall we expand it a little bit to 3 miles? I think it might be interesting to show you guys comparisons between if you were to get a property sort of well within Bristol versus maybe something a little more on the outskirts. That still is technically Bristol. So again, we've got a very specific budget, but nonetheless, we have to just work within the range that we've got. So if it's 388, okay, we're gonna have to go 375 to the 400 range. Let's again just pretend that someone will accept our offer. I'll obviously do a little digging and see if I can get to as close to that maybe 390 mark. Let's pretend that someone's going to take our offer of £2,000 less. Let's also do 1 bedroom. And shall we still stick to houses and apartments again, just to show you what you could get for a house versus an apartment and also those varying locations? Let's go. Okay, let's start here. So the closest I could find to our budget is this property of 389. This is Salford, Bristol, BS31, which if you ask me, I don't think this qualifies as Bristol, but let's take a look on the map first. On Bath Road. Yeah, this does not count. This is what I mean when I mentioned before that some towns on the outskirts, you know, you could get properties for your budget, but Salford is its own town, so I'm actually not going to count this in today's video because it's not Bristol. That is it's a whole town in its own right, and we want to look at Bristol, so I'm not going to count that one. Okay, this is better. Westbury-on-Trim. So I'm looking at this one here. Again, it's 389. It's, you know, 1,000 over our budget, but let's take a look. It's 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. It's a terrace house. Square footage not available, but let's look at the floor plan. So where do you walk in? Okay, so you walk in this way. So the front door's here. You have your sitting and dining room available. Okay, nice open-ish plan. And then it leads to what's quite a small kitchen and a utility room. I wonder if it would be possible to knock down this wall and make it a little bit more of an open plan, or is that the only way to your back door? I'm also thinking, would you want to turn that into a bathroom and maybe turn this window into doors to access your garden? Not sure. And then looking upstairs, you have your landing, you've got your upstairs bathroom. 3, actually, they all look relatively the same size. 3 fairly decent sized bedrooms. Let's take a look at the photos. That's actually not a bad size garden. Not a bad family-sized house, but I think it's quite pricey. Westbury-on-Trim is becoming known as quite like a family area. You've also got Southmead Hospital, so if you're in the healthcare industry, a lot of people will live around here. It's also got some nice up and coming restaurants. This is where we are on the map, so we're heading towards the north. You can see that you've got some green spaces. This is an absolute nightmare for traffic. I know, so I used to work somewhere within that Southmead area. Let's look at another property. Now, this property's caught my eye, this 390, so let's pretend we're going to offer £2,000 below asking. This is in Brislington in Bristol, which is a great location. I used to live there myself for 2 years. I really enjoyed living there, really good links to the centre, and I used to walk to Bristol Temple Meads all the time in about 25 minutes, and it was just 3 bus stops away on the bus. Not quite sure where in Brislington, but let's take a look. I mean, you're gonna get a 4-bedroom for this price, so let's take a look. So 1,363 square feet. Oh, okay, so you have a porch, a downstairs toilet with a sink, quite a sizable entrance hall, a sizable sitting room, a dining room, and a kitchen. Do you know what? I would knock that wall down. I'd just make a sizable kitchen dining room, maybe extend the countertops. Let's take a look at the first floor. You've got the master bedroom and what looks to be a very sizable bedroom 2, a bathroom to share, and also a 3rd bedroom, plus the stairs to go to the 4th bedroom that is located in the loft, which also has an ensuite and some built-in cupboards. Let's take a look at the pictures. Okay, so immediately I'm thinking this is quite dated. The kitchen seems okay, but needs a bit of work. So if you don't have room in your budget for what looks to be like a full renovation, it's probably going to be quite costly. And just to show you on the map, Brislington is also south of Bristol. This is a little bit further out than where I lived, but this Bath Road has really, really good bus links. There's Temple Meads, the main train station, and then the centre's just there. There's buses literally every 10 minutes. Equally, this Bath Road literally leads to Bath. So when we lived in Brislington, we used to get the bus and go to Bath for a nice little weekend trip. 13 miles away, so it's another lovely little city. Shall we do one more? Let's look at this one. This is in Kingswood and it's offering a 4-bedroom, 1 bathroom. I would say also Kingswood is more up and coming in the last couple of years. It's got its own little high street. I don't know if the public transport links are that good, but equally if you had a car, it's still very drivable into Bristol. So it's over 3 floors. It doesn't give the square footage, but let's take a look at the floor plan. Okay, how did you get into this house? Is this your front door? Let's, I think that's your front door, I think. You come into a hallway, again, very spacious, decent sized lounge with a bay window with it being Victorian, and then a separate area for your dining room and your kitchen. Is that a fireplace? That looks like a fairly decent size, doesn't it? Especially if you're, I guess, families would be looking at a property like this. Coming up the stairs, you've got bedroom 1. Again, this looks very sizable, nice bay window that's obviously just above the lounge. A very decent size bathroom, actually. I think I would be tempted to put in a nice big shower here and move that toilet somewhere closer down there. And a decent bedroom 2, and I guess they've done an attic conversion, as many people do in Victorian and period properties. So you have bedroom 3 and bedroom 4. This is fairly decent, I'm not gonna lie. This 4-bedroom property, if it was in more desirable locations in Bristol, this would easily be 500,000 plus. If you're from Bristol, you know, that's sort of Southville, Bedminster, Gloucester Road, even places like Easton and Fish Ponds. Even a 2-bedroom Victorian will start on the 400,000 mark. So as I was saying before, Kingswood is still an up and coming area of Bristol, so that's why you're actually getting a lot for what is considered a fairly modest budget. Let's look at the pictures. I'm not gonna lie, guys, for that price in Bristol, that is a lot of space for under 400,000. And you know, if you want to be cheeky and stick to your 388,000 budget that we have today, I'm sure you could snap that up. But as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, prices in Bristol have just gone up and up and up because of the demand. So I mean, I also wouldn't be surprised if this went for over budget, but let me just show you where it is on the map. So this is where the house is on the map. So this area here is called Kingswood. It looks further out than it actually is. I think if you were to drive that, it's 10 to maybe 15 minutes in the car. I'm not too familiar with Kingswood. I don't know what their public transport is like, but I can imagine that there are plenty of buses along this 2-mile hill road that will take you into the centre of Bristol. This area certainly is becoming more and more popular in the last couple of years, and I think that's definitely a reflection of the Bristol prices. So I think that's why people are looking for this east sort of area of Bristol. You've also got St George's and Fish Ponds above. Even St George's, a 2-bedroom, will set you back 400,000. So if you're willing to go just a little bit further out, you're getting double the rooms for less money as well. Before I end the video, I just want to play around and look at the most expensive area of Bristol, which is called Clifton. I just want to see what we could get, if anything, for that 388 and also that 267. For 267, you're probably only going to get a parking space. It's so popular, it's very affluent, it's a very pretty place to live. You've also got the university. Let's just see for a laugh what we could get for 267. I think you're gonna get a studio or just something that you're not actually going to want to live in. Actually, I'll leave that free. You're not going to get a house. It's only going to be an apartment. So let's just see what we could possibly get. So from the looks of it, we've only got 4 flats to choose from. You've got one flat for 270, one for 265, another for 265, and what's this one? Hotwells Road, which is the road that borders the harbour side, for 260. So should we just have a quick, let's have a look at this one, shall we? No chain, that's always attractive. This is probably going to be very small. Yeah. There's your, will we count that as a living room? Barely. Oh, it's so, okay, you've got a dining table. Oh, that's a decent size, okay. Bathroom, oh dear, that doesn't even fit. Okay, as you can see, it's a, oh, it's an angle, bit of a squish. Oh, very nice location though, right next to the Bristol Lido, which is the outdoor swimming pool. It's basically like a spa, very nice. That really is a squeeze, isn't it? That's definitely for maybe a single person. I can't imagine 2 people living here and remaining together. Let's have a final look if there's anything for 388, and then I will end the video. So this is our 388 budget. I'm only selecting flats because, if I'm honest, I know for a fact you're not going to get a house for these prices, so I'm not going to waste your time. So there's nothing bang on 388. So we've got a 385, which will get you a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, or we've got some 390s. So again, let's pretend that they will accept. Okay, so it's only really these 2. So I will show you both. Hold on tight, guys. So let's see this West Park, Bristol. So again, This is the most desirable area of Bristol, or one of. You've also got a very nice neighborhood called Redland, which would also offer some really nice apartments. And as you can see, these are often period properties. Shall we have a look at the floor plan? So you walk in, your bathroom is immediately on the left. It looks like it's been carved out of the kitchen. I wonder if that used to be a kitchen diner and they've added, I wonder if that was a bathroom, but they've turned it into a bedroom. So straight into the kitchen, you've got no dining room, so you're gonna have to look at taking some floor space from your sitting room. You've got your 2 bedrooms. I don't know how big that is. Let's have a look at the photos. Lovely high ceilings and a bay window, but does need a bit of work. Ooh, very nice. That's so big for an apartment. Nice sink. Do you know what? I'd be happy with this kitchen. That doesn't really need that much work. I'd be tempted to put some form of island or one of those, what are those things called that have storage and it's like a countertop but open storage underneath, maybe with some wheels, you could move it out the way. I'd be tempted to try and somehow move this radiator and add some form of breakfast round table or maybe a drop leaf thing, because that's taking up a lot of wall space that actually could be used for more of your dining. But yeah, let's move on. Okay, that's a bit small, but you know, if you're a young family perhaps, or if you don't really need a second bedroom and it's just a guest room, I guess you could get one of those single beds that pull out into, oh, could we squeeze a double bed in there? I'm not quite sure. That's not bad. Let me show you on the map Clifton, because I haven't actually showed you yet. So this is such a nice area of Bristol. It's very expensive. If you're going out for food and drink, you are going to be paying higher prices than other areas of Bristol. This is very nice. It's called the Downs, the Clifton Downs. There's lots of really good bars, places to eat, especially along White Ladies Road. It also leads down into Park Street. Again, you've got the museums, another little park here. Redland is the other neighborhood that I mentioned. You can also walk to the harbour if you'd like a nice stroll, but if you're going back up, it's all uphill, so it's you need a little bit of fitness if you're going the other way, but you know, go downhill and then get the bus back home. Shall we do this final one while we're here, and I will let you guys go. I swear Cody and I viewed a house here years ago. I think it's when we first moved to Bristol. Was it that house? I'll see if I can remind myself. Let's look at the floor plan. Cool, so you walk in, bathroom, which looks like a shower room, bedroom 1 and 2 look fairly decent sizes. Kitchen looks like a decent size as well, and into a living room. Do you know what? I would knock this wall down. I think I've said that through every video. I'm definitely a person who loves open plan. If I know it's a period property. Is that Georgian? I think that might be Georgian. If I was allowed to, I think I would definitely knock the wall down, have a big open plan living room, kitchen, and again do as I've said before and put in an island or get like a countertop that jets out, some bar stools. Very nice. Let's look at the photos. Are they gonna show us the flat or just the views? Okay. Okay, we've got, okay, so that's the, I guess that would be the living room. Oh, I don't know if you'd be allowed to knock that down. Oh, okay, I'm not sure if you would be allowed, but let's just pretend that you would be. It's actually quite plain. I'd be tempted to really try and restore some original features where possible. So yeah, that's another Clifton one for $390. So if you're looking in this area, again, it's very affluent. I've chosen the most expensive area of Bristol just for fun to end the video. And unfortunately, you're not going to get a house for these prices. Cool, so let's end the video. So that's what 267,000 and 388,000 could buy you in Bristol. How does that compare to properties where you are? Comment down below. If you like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel and you're not subscribed, please subscribe so you never miss another video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!